Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Yes, guys, welcome to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Yashai,
And I'm Tifiana.
and we are Journey with Us. So, guys, if you don't know, we have been here in Africa for the past 4 years, going on 5 years. We left in 2020, and
hmm
it's been awesome, going on 5 years. We landed in Tanzania, East Africa. It's been a beautiful, beautiful journey. But
hmm
now we are in a new country and we've been behind the scenes. So if you're not a member, go check out what we've been talking about behind the scenes. And in this video, we're going to give you some tips, some things that we really believe this new country that we're in can really be very important for the future and for what people really need to know because it's a lot of things that's going on around the world, and I don't
Yeah,
think it's time to be keeping this information
that's
behind
true.
the scenes. So, stay tuned to the end to catch the country that we are in.
I'm so glad you said that. That's a good point because we're seeing like all of these fires, all of the orbs, all of the stuff that's happening in America. And so a lot of our people are sitting there in America looking around like, okay, what are my options? I was listening to a video earlier today, and in the comment, a lady said, hey, I went to pick up my passport, and they told me that 80% of passports are on hold right now. Like they're backed up because everybody's trying to get their passport in January in the middle of the snowstorm.
Mm.
And so this is an important time, which brings us to where the heck we have been living for almost a year now. The beautiful country of Mauritius. Yes, we are in Mauritius. And
Where in
you've probably
Mauritius,
never even heard of
right?
Mauritius.
Because we get a lot like, man, when we talk to people back in the States, like our family and stuff, we say, yeah, we're here in Mauritius. Like, oh, where's Mauritius? And most of African maps, the continent of Africa, you don't see Mauritius. And when you
Yeah.
zoom in, it's so small. But just being here, we will explain certain things that we see, just how big the country is. No matter like what it seems like on that map, it's still a big island country.
Yeah, we need to bust some myths because people hear Mauritius, the top three things we hear, people think it's super, super expensive. We were just talking about this
Yeah.
on State of the Diaspora 2025 edition VIP day. And we were telling people, like, it's not expensive here. It's really not. Like, if you look at the cost of living between Mauritius and America, Mauritius's cost of living is still 60% lower than America, okay? When I tell you we live in a 5 bedroom home with a pool
Mm.
and internet included and the pool cleaners included into our total cost of living for $1,500 a month. And we pay that not 3 to 6 months at a time. We pay that
Yeah.
every month on a month to month basis, y'all. There's some leverage that y'all need to know about because if you're in a place right now, whether it's East Africa, West Africa, South Africa, and you're like, man, I want to get some leverage, but I don't want to go to America to get leverage, come to somewhere like Mauritius or Seychelles. Come to somewhere if you have a digital nomad experience or you are an expert in a certain field and you make $1,500 per month, you can be approved for what they call the premium visa. It's a residence permit that you can get within 60 days. I
Yeah.
didn't say 3 months, I didn't say a whole year. 60 days online. The systems work here. The processes work. It's super low on corruption. It's actually one of the least corrupt countries that exists in Africa,
Yeah. It's actually one of the best countries in Africa.
for sure. Hands
When it
down.
comes to systems, when it comes to the landscape, when it comes to the economy, when it
Yeah.
comes to the passport strength of Africa. So you have to realize why we chose this country, you know? And just for a quick tip, recently we had to go renew our son's passport, and we said, hey, yes, we're on a premium visa. And they said, oh, wow, there's not a lot of Americans that's on a premium visa.
Or in the country at all, period.
So guys, look, if you're listening to this, we give you a little some gems right now.
Hmm.
So you gotta pay attention, and people really need to know this, especially coming from America, and you really don't want to be dealing with that society and that economy.
Make your life easy,
Come
child.
on.
There's favor out here. Like, so Mauritius launched their digital nomad visa in 2022. We were already in Africa at that time, and we joke around like if we would have known about Mauritius beforehand, we just would have come straight here. Now, obviously, everything happens for a reason, and we are thankful for our time in Tanzania and the time that we will spend there, years in the future or whatever. But Mauritius is so heavily slept on that it doesn't make any sense. But we're going to tell you some more things. There is so much to do here, okay? They have mountains, beaches, waterfalls, boat rides, affordable luxury. Like it looks super expensive for people, but when you come to Africa, you can experience affordable luxury time and time again. That's why we love
Hmm.
traveling because it's so affordable. You can go on a yacht for a day and it's not going to just be a crazy amount. You can go and see the zoo that's actually a literal safari. Like we come from Columbus, Ohio. The zoo in Columbus is nothing like the zoo in Mauritius, okay? And then let's talk about this is another myth that people have. People think that there's not a lot of Africans in Mauritius. People like when they hear Pan Africanism, they think Ghana. But I was just on the website for Mauritius, the Economic Development Board, which, by the way, if you want to come to Mauritius, this should be like your favorite website right now, okay? The Economic Development Board Mauritius. And they were talking about how they promote Pan Africanism. Do you know how they promote it, babe?
I'm sure you're gonna tell me.
They promote it. You already know when we go out and we see construction workers from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Congo, that is how they promote Pan Africanism. So, this is a country that is all about the action and the results of making sure that Africans all across the continent are able to come here. Okay. Africans all across the world, to be quite honest. Like, you'll also hear, like, a lot of people have asked us, is it racist here? That has not been our experience. Not to mute somebody else's experience, but we have not experienced racism in Mauritius.
We haven't experienced that at all. Like everything been so smooth for us. Uh, we we um we do a lot of things. We travel around this island, and the people are really nice. Even when we first got here to the country,
Mm-hmm.
once we landed in the airport, a lot of people, a lot of stories that we hear, they say, "Oh, they gave us a hard time and stuff." I don't know their situation, but it's really how you really carry yourself
Yeah.
and how you be prepared. And that's what we always tell people. You have to be
Yeah.
prepared. If they're asking for a certain type of paperwork, make sure you have that printed out. Make sure you have everything printed out. So I'm not sure if that was a cause of things, because I know a lot of people don't be be prepared like us, because we do a lot of research. We always want to be prepared for any situation.
Facts.
We always want to have our stuff printed out. We always want to have, the right passports, the right pictures, the right just everything. We
Yep.
always want to be prepared. So I just wanted to say that because we do hear a lot of stories about Mauritius where it's like, oh, they discriminate, they're racist, and it's just like we haven't experienced that. We've been good, and we are a big family. We are a family of seven.
Yeah. Yeah.
All black,
All African
all
people.
African.
All look, we're very African looking, African
Yeah,
phenotype. We're just born in America, okay?
yeah,
But yeah, that's a good point. And I think it's also um it goes back to like sometimes we'll go through certain areas and you were talking about how you met somebody that was from Cameroon and they're here on a
yeah.
work permit. Like there's so many African people and I have not had that experience necessarily in Tanzania or anything like that. I wouldn't see as many Nigerian, Ghanaian, Cameroonian, Congolese people. Like here you see so many African people that are either coming as a tourist or coming as a student or coming on a work permit to get into construction, get into banking. And I was like, wow, this country truly is Pan African, like the true literal definition, not just sitting there in a textbook and saying it, but will welcome its arms to people from West Africa. Now, I've seen in other parts of Africa, other regions, they'll be like, oh, Nigerians are this, oh, Ghanaians, oh, you don't have any of that here. Like they literally welcome Africans from every country, not only Africans, but Chinese, Singaporeans, Indians, people of all nations
Yeah.
come here. And it has a rich history, which I think should
Yes.
be the next topic.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
The history of this country is so rich. I want to work on like a documentary style. I've been compiling my research, but I'll give you just a short glimpse. The culture is so rich here because they are similar to us, similar to people in Southern Africa, in the fact that they suffered through slavery. Most people don't know that slavery and indentured servitude happened here in Mauritius. Let me tell you about it, okay? Let me break this down. People from Tanzania, Congo, Mozambique, Madagascar were all taken in a slave trade as either slaves and indentured servants.
Yeah.
Not only those people, but also people from India and a few from China, okay? This happened during like the 1600s, 1700s, and 1800s. Mauritius, before this time, what they say is that it was uninhabited, but then they brought in the African slaves. Shortly after that, they brought in the indentured Indian slaves. And so these two main populations of people had to be in servitude under the Portuguese and under the French rulers who would come in at that time and have ownership over the country of Mauritius and Seychelles and some of the islands that are in this area in southeastern Africa. And so these two nations would actually come together and to, obviously it's 2025, these nations are still here, but they've merged in such a beautiful, peaceful way that it's so interesting where you have different religions, different customs, different looks, people that look different, but everybody's unified in one thing. And that's the fact that they want peace and they want to better their life.
Mm.
Right. And so you don't have any of like police brutality. You don't have fires everywhere. You clearly don't have snow because we're on an island. And so it's like, this is literally probably the most peaceful nation you could find on the planet.
Yeah.
Another fun fact, in the event of World War III, if nukes were popping off, let me give you a little facty fact here. They list Mauritius, New Zealand, and like Australia as the places that would be safe in the event that nukes started shooting off around the world. They list Mauritius as well as a few other island countries on the earth that would not go through a nuclear winter. And so these are things that we actually have to think about in the world we live in. And so we were like, yeah, it's visa free for Americans. We can get a digital nomad visa because we're entrepreneurs, and we can live our best life in this luxury paradise.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, man, it is really luxury. Like, so if you're coming from America, just from our experience, right? Just from our 4.5 years going on 5 years experience here in Africa,
Yeah.
I would say come to Mauritius first.
Yeah. Check it
Check it
out.
out. Like she was just saying, free
Yeah.
for Americans, free visa. If you wanted to, I believe you can renew it or extend it.
Yeah, yeah, you
But
can extend it and then process your next visa, your premium
exactly,
visa.
yeah, and it's very simple. The systems here is straightforward. They're very business oriented. They're straightforward. It's not like Tanzania where we came from. Like everything's negotiable. No, this is the price. This is what it is. No questions about it.
Yep.
So that's why I say if you're coming from America and you haven't been to Africa, check out Mauritius first. Like
Yeah.
really, yeah. Go
Yeah.
go go east. Go all the way east, and then if you want to go back west, go west.
Yeah.
Like you that
Yeah.
really might can be a nice plan for you to do because
Yep.
for me personally, I think Mauritius is one of the best countries here in Africa, and
Undoubtedly.
it's proven with the facts.
Undoubtedly.
The only thing is the numbers because it's just a small place. It's just a small island of 1.2 million people, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was a bigger country, I'm telling you, it'll probably be the powerhouse of Africa. So you
Hmm.
just really got to do your research about Mauritius, um, because this place is very very nice. Even when it comes to the cost of living, when it comes to the
Hmm.
housing, just the neighborhoods and stuff, is very
Peaceful,
peaceful. Is
safe,
is 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 child friendly. They have malls everywhere,
parks.
parks.
Free
It's
parks. You don't pay to take your kid to the park. That's
exactly.
something we would run into a lot in Tanzania. Like you have to pay for the park. But here it's like there's parks all over. Just take your children there. You can have fun. There's slides. We have lots of children, so they need to go to the park. Okay. They want to go and
Yeah,
have some fun. There's different toys and the food.
yeah. The food is
The food's
nice.
amazing.
Yeah, and
The food's
then
incredible.
yeah, even if you like to live the local life, you can live the local life with the roti. The
Yeah.
roti is what, 15 rubies, so that's like, man, that's like a quarter, like
Wow.
25 cent, I believe I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, 25 cent, 30 cent, or something like that.
You just busted a
Um,
myth where people think it's expensive.
yeah, it just
You
it did.
busted a huge myth.
Yeah, it's not expensive. You make it expensive. It depends on your
Mm,
life. Like, you can really live a local life, and this is really in any African country. If
yep.
you connect with the locals and see how they live day to day and how they survive day to day, it's very cheap. Like you don't have to make it expensive. Mauritius is not expensive.
It's not.
It's not. You just really have to keep your head down. This is a place where you can keep your head down, you can save your money,
Yeah.
and you can live your best life here in Africa.
Yeah, you're not going to keep getting bribed. You don't have to pay nobody's police officer, their cuckoo and chips. You don't do none of that. Folks just chill. They say hi to you. They say, "Oh, where are you from?" "Oh, great. Okay, interesting." And everybody just goes about their life, goes about their day.
Yeah,
Everybody drives nice cars. Everybody is just so peaceful, but also well off. And it's like it
yeah.
was so interesting
Ooh.
that it was like, wow, people can literally just have peace, be well off, be safe, and just live like a regular life without all of these like hoops and all. You gotta go do this mind puzzle and these mind games and all the. You don't have any of that here. It's so
Yeah,
amazing. It was such a breath of fresh air when we touched down.
yeah. And I do want to say this. It's one. I know they say Rwanda is a clean country. Mauritius is a clean country too. Like, ooh,
Yeah.
these beaches
Yeah.
here. These
Oh,
beaches is
you
so
got
beautiful. It's so
put in a
clean.
video.
It's so clean,
Put
y'all.
in a
I'm telling
video.
you, the beaches here is so clean. The waterfalls,
Mm.
like the activities that you can do on the beach and stuff.
Mm.
Trust me, we've been we
Tubing.
we we've been to Tanzania, Zanzibar, Tanzania.
Mm.
Is we thought we
Ah.
thought those waters was nice and clear, and coming
Mm.
here to Mauritius, experience these beaches and going on boats and stuff and swimming with the fishes. And man, I'm telling you guys, look, we do our research. We be like, oh, what's the best beaches in the world? And it's a shock that Mauritius is not on that list,
Look, we in the
because
secret place. It's real cool. It's real
a
good.
lot of people don't know about this.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
man, the Most
Praise the
High
Most High.
put us here for a reason,
Glorious.
and it might be this reason as you watching. So
Glorious.
it's very clean, it's very peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's really one of the best countries in my opinion.
Hands down.
Like really,
Mauritius
even
is
in
going to be a powerhouse.
yeah, like you got to think of Singapore
Mm-hmm.
back in the 2000s, back in the 90s. They were struggling financially, but once they start to focus on the banking and stuff and finances, they shot off.
Yeah.
And Mauritius is in that sphere right now.
Yep.
They understand what they have to do, and we're not going to get too much into like the residency and stuff, but make sure you do your research about
Yep.
that, because it's one of the best residencies that you can find in Africa.
In the whole entire earth. I'm not playing. Y'all may
Yeah,
think I'm
yeah,
exaggerating,
yeah, the earth.
but
Put
I
it like
do
that.
that type of research. I want to know what's available across the entire earth, and I could
Mm.
not find any residence and digital nomad visas the way that Mauritius has them laid out.
Yeah, I'm telling you
I've
guys,
not found,
look,
look,
we think, look, Thailand and stuff like that, we be like, man, that's some good resident. Dang, you got that's all you gotta do, man. But you still gotta do this, you still gotta do that. Mauritius, we
man,
trying to tell you that. Look,
child. Yes, guys, you now know where we have been all this time, where we went after Tanzania. We almost went to South Africa. We were also looking at Rwanda, but Mauritius popped up and we were like, nah, this is it. We have got to see what's over there. We were bold the way we always are in making a move. We did not know not one person here before landing, but you know who we did know? The Most High. And we knew that He also created this island, and so if it was his good pleasure, he could open those doors. And let me tell you, he sure did. And
exactly.
guess what? Let me give you a little testimony. Our residence application was number
700.
700.
And
Mm,
another testimony, the house that we're in now, the alarm code was the day that we landed in Africa. So if you want to hear that full story, go check out members only because we explain a lot of things behind the channel, but behind the scenes. Um, but the Most High does things for a reason. Um,
that's true.
and
Yeah.
the situation that we dealt with in Tanzania, and just yeah, that situation, we did not know anything about Mauritius. Maybe what two, maybe a month before coming here,
Yeah.
because we were really about to go to South Africa
Yeah, we
because
were.
that's visa free for Americans. We was like,
Yeah.
okay, we got a big family,
Yeah.
that it just makes sense. And then Mauritius popped up, and that, I'm telling you, everything just started following. Boom, 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 boom. The Most High is like, "Yep, you make the right decision." Bam, 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 bam. Here you go. 700. Same day you landed in Africa 4 years ago.
Yeah. Hallelujah. Look,
So all
it's
praises
a
to the Most
good
High.
life. Oh man, it's almost too easy. It's just like, wow. There's this saying before we leave, and I love the book. I'll have to do another video on that. How we love our children to read some of the Mauritian books here, the African Creole books. They're really good for like historical and cultural context. But there's a saying, Mark Twain, who was a traveler and adventurer from the 1800s, he came to Mauritius. And there's this saying that, like, they say all over the island that the Most High made Mauritius and then he made heaven, as if to say, like, Mauritius is heaven on earth, the closest that you can get to looking at heaven on the face of the earth. Like, we'll just include some of the videos, and that's not even everything. We still have other regions that we want to see and visit, like the Seven Colored Earth. We want to see the waterfalls in Tamarin. We want to
Black River,
see, yeah, we want to see so much
mountains.
because there's so many mountains here, forests, cooler areas, hotter areas, beaches. It's immaculate. You truly have to experience it. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity,
Really,
and the doors are open for you, especially as an American that has an expertise. You have your online business, your consulting firm, your business that's running from anywhere in the world. Come here, come experience what life is supposed to be like, because this place, it leaves me speechless every day. It really
yeah,
does.
yeah. You don't have to deal with chaos and a lot of things that people deal with. So if you are interested in Mauritius, you can email us with any questions. Um, and yeah, like if you are obedient to the call of the Most High, it's very simple. It's very simple if you be obedient to the calling of the Most High. So I think that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's
guys,
it.
thanks for tuning in. Thanks for staying this long to the end of the video. We appreciate you guys. Now you know where we are. Um, Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll talk to you in the next video. Shalom.
Shalom.